Hello, and welcome to Destiny 2. And today I'm going to be guiding you through how to do the Presage Exotic Quest mission while alone and without dying. Now, for this run, I will be using a Hunter, using Bottom Tree Night Stalker as subclass, while running Long Shadow, Ikelos SMG, and Anarchy, while also using Global Reach, Supercharge to get to be able to get two more stacks of Charge with Light, Protective Light, so we don't die, and Taking Charge to get Charge with Light, and High Energy Fire on the class item. Omnioculus will be your best friend in this if you run a Hunter. This thing gives you 2 smoke grenades, and you get damage resistance while you're invisible. It can, and it has for me, saved you against Screebs detonating on top of you. Now, I have also already done a solo flawless run before, as you can see by me having the Presage solo without dying triumph completed here. I just wanted to record this and possibly give some inspiration or ideas to anyone wanting to run this, and maybe even guide you through a little bit if you don't know the pathing. So, we are going to get started. And this run will be on the normal mode. I have not worked up the courage to do the master level yet, but I do plan on doing it. Maybe I'll record it. And here we are. Now, I most likely made a jump cut through the black screen and loading screen that it gave us, but from here on out, it's one take. That way, there are no naysayers about me completing this by myself and without dying. And here we go.
Exploratory outing, Presage. Designation VG-999. I am receiving you.
Not finished picking at Cabal bones?
Keitel. Have you no more office?
I think this is the master
place?
difficulty level dialogue. Maybe it's just the dialogue that unlocks this week.
Withdrawal.
This is a rescue operation for a wayward ghost. Interference here would not end well for you.
Rescue?
Now, for this jumping portion here at the beginning, do I recommend Stompies?
Belongs to me. As long as I see
only if you are extremely used to using Stompies. These jumps are short enough to where Stompies might make you over jump some of these ledges.
We shall see.
There's a couple gaps here and there you have to clear that are pretty sizable, but I have not had a problem platforming using not Stompies yet. So, the Stompies, I say, if you are used to them, wrong way, if you are used to them, use them for that. If you're not, don't. You shouldn't have a problem. I missed the vent. There we go. As for the pathing, it's pretty simple. Be sure to listen for beeping. If listen to beeping if you are stuck with a closed door, because they indicate levers that you can pull. That's the beeping, so if you're stuck, listen for that. Typically, you'll find one, and you'll pull it, and it will open a door. Most likely to a fuse, or to a goop area. To get gooped.
How many Cabal died for this?
Enough, it would seem, to achieve the Emperor's desired result.
Emperor, this derelict is his empire. Sacrificed to pride. Paid for in blood.
Now, if you play your cards right, there are 3 areas where this mission can bite you. 3 areas. and I will let you know when we're at the first. The first one is the trash compactor, actually. I'll just go ahead and I won't spoil you. I'm going to assume you have done this before. First issue is the trash compactor. That can trip you up if not done strategically and or cleverly. Being a Night Stalker hunter, you've got some pretty useful tools at your disposal to not get blown up. The second area that could get you is the hangar fight, and the final area is the boss fight if you are impatient. If you are impatient, the boss fight can really mess you up. But again, we're Night Stalker hunters. We have nothing to worry about if we don't get in too deep. Where are the guys that spawn up here? There they are. That was super delayed. Also, why is there goop there? We don't need that goop. No, we don't need that goop at all. Pretty sure there's a collectible in here, but... Or maybe this is just a room to see the lever. The lever. I don't know if there's a collectible in there. I've gotten a couple of them. I think 3 of them. Now, there should be screebs down here. These screebs can be a little bit of a nuisance if you're not careful. But we're careful, always. And usually they blow each other up. So. Oh no. I'm just gonna smoke myself, just in case there's another one. There is. I attempted to shoot the Warmind cell instead of shooting what's right in front of me. It's fine.
Survivors like us are embers in the dark. Delicate.
Activate the beeping lever. And that should open up the door up top. Now this is the one gap that I think might trip you up if you're not the greatest platformer. But other than that, the beginning and that jump right there might be the only 2 jumps that you might possibly need stompies on. The other ones should not be an issue. Now, we are at our first of 3 iffy areas, and that is the trash compactor. What I'm going to do, and what I recommend you doing, is as soon as you see the screebs start falling from the sky, start ripping off tethers as a Night Stalker. What this allows you to do is prep the area for when they land. That way they take less damage for you to kill. Also, if you hit them directly with a tether, they die instantly. They will continue to rain down. So after the first wave goes down, you should smoke yourself, go invisible, because by the time the second wave hits the ground, your tethers are probably all gone. You also need to know that there are 3 fuses that you need to worry about getting. So I'm going to start ripping off tethers here. Alright, let's kill a couple more of these. Fuse in this one. I need to make sure we don't miss any more fuses. And we have not. So avoiding these guys is not super difficult. You need to make sure you get all 3 fuses. And then the correct vent will glow red and you'll fall right in. Just keep your cool. You've got more time than you think you have. Just be sure you're not sitting there shooting all of the screebs. If you are good enough in your timing, you can most definitely bait their explosion and take little to no damage, which is nice. This fight's pretty straightforward, so long as... Interesting, I just got my shields knocked. So long as you take care of these Ravagers, they can be a little bit of a pain. But again, as long as you're proactive, know they're coming, there should be little to no issue with this room. Where's the other sniper? I think there's another wave of Ravagers as well. Come on, Ravagers. I have a surprise for you. This is a Warmind cell. that Void Chieftain has given me a little bit of a shellacking, hasn't he? A shellacking, and I'm not using a Void weapon. Thankfully, it is not match game like it is in the Master difficulty. That's going to be fun, let me tell you. Where'd that Warmind cell go? Oh, here it is. It only popped his shield, eh? Warmind cell, what do I pay you for? What do I pay you for? Yeah. Again, this mission isn't timed, so take your time. If you gotta chill in the back, there's actually a little hole down to the... Yeah, you can see like there's a little drop down. Once you eliminate the Ravagers, find a hole. Find the hole. And you can snipe the rest of them. Just play it cool if you have to. There should be... No, there's no guys in here.
But not you.
Don't insult me. I've grown wise from watching monuments topple. No mercy for false gods.
Alright, we're at our second of third area that can be a pretty significant problem. This room will test you. And it will get you if you're not careful. So there are Ravagers and there are Screebs that will show up. I recommend this area over here, the top right when you walk into the room. You can take this high ground. You are completely hidden from everything down on the ground. That just stays down there. The only things that can hurt you are Screebs that will randomly spawn, and Ravagers that will inevitably hunt you down. And your goal in this is to take down 2 Abomination. Have they spawned in yet? Haven't even spawned in. I burned Anarchy when I didn't even have to. I'm a professional. No, I'm nowhere near a professional. I think those are... Yeah, that's our company right there. Alright, I'm going to use a Swarmine cell here. I'm going to pop that smoke out of here, because there should be Ravagers everywhere now. And I'm going to just await their arrival. Oh no, they all died. Because I'm clever with my Warmind cells. And pop, and pop. There's a Ravager. And the issue with the Ravager is they leave behind those sunspots that will burn you and prevent your health from recovering. So even if you tap it once, it will stop your recovery, which can be costly if the Abominations target you. And here are some randomly spawning Screebs. I think they spawn randomly. They also could be tied to the Abomination's health. Wouldn't surprise me. But then again, as long as you hang out up top, you have full view of the Screebs that spawn up here. And then when you see or hear a bunch of guys spawning below you, Screebs. Screebs. Thank goodness. If you see or hear things spawning, you know that they're most likely Ravagers, and those will be the things that chase you up top. And those Screebs nearly got me. We take down this last Abomination with some Icolos. Alright, so that should be a fresh wave of everything. There should be Screebs, there should be Ravagers, there should be everything here. This should be a fresh wave of adds. Everything that spawned when you walked into the room should be back, plus some Ravagers. Just snipe that Ravager thing without shooting the Warmind cell. Interesting. I'll snipe you, why not? Now, there's a Ravager hanging out downstairs. There should, yeah, an Arc Captain. That shouldn't be a huge issue. Part of me wants to snipe this Abomination because he's so far away. I think I will. I can hear the spawns if my loudmouth isn't running. Not too bad. Should be getting closer to another wave spawning. Solar Chieftain. Did I call them captains earlier? Chieftains, captains, same thing. You know what I'm talking about. If I can yeet an Anarchy over there. I can! Oh, I only got one of them, though. Nope. There we go. And now we're on Screeb Lookout. If you can consistently tag the Abomination with your Anarchies, you can sit up here and just watch the, watch for the Screeb spawns. Because again, they're your biggest threat, followed closely by the Abominations if you're not careful. Alright, they're all down. Which means all we have left is cleaning up the ads. I'm going to be real careful because the chieftains are no joke. And there's a lurker. So I will smoke myself and play it safe. There's no harm in playing it safe and whittling them down. No harm in it at all. There we go. I am a little low on ammo, but that shouldn't be a huge problem now. There's ammo down here. Plenty o' ammo. This guy can spawn fire on you. Good shot. Where's all the... I was gonna say, I wonder if all the raiders and lurkers are dead. Answer? No, they were not. Hello, Mr. Chieftain. Would you like to get finished too, my good sir? And that's that room. So things to look out for in this room. Screebs ambushing you. Ravagers chasing you. And the Abominations if you peek your head out. If you hang out up top, you can eliminate the Abominations almost entirely. And as long as you're vigilant, you can catch the Screebs and Ravagers before they sneak up on you. And all we have left is one semi-tricky jumping section, which really isn't that tricky if you're confident and don't freeze up. And then the boss room. But again, with the boss room, you're at your own pace. So you have nothing to worry about until you put yourself at risk in the boss room, which you're going to have to, inevitably. You'll inevitably put yourself at risk. But you can really limit it if you are cheeky about it. Like, goop over here, yep.
Accessible.
That remains to be seen.
Bet your sweet Biffy, Keitel. Why wouldn't his memories be accessible? I think there are Screebs in this room. Do believe... Yep, there are enemies in this room, I remember. Be aware. And they are on my right. So look, I wasn't even close to that Screeb, and I was able to bait it. You can hear them running around if your game volume's up high enough. So just be cognizant. It's harder for me to hear it because I'm talking so much. I hear a beep, see? I forgot what we were doing, and I heard a beep. That opens up the fuse, you pop the fuse, and the electric gate shuts off. Once you're inside the electric gate, you're good to go. If you run into the electric gate, it will annihilate you, and I don't recommend...
Thrown on the pyre of my past. You heard something different?
The ignorance of my youth.
Interesting, they're talking. Don't jump into the electric gate. Whatever you do, don't do it. It'll annihilate you. More times than not. There should have been a goop door back here. Open up. Yes, there was. I'll grab that ammo. Now this goop section, you run up and then you hop up to the left and make a U-turn. Again, these aren't super difficult, the goop sections. And usually you can scout out where you need to run before you actually do it. And again, if you run into the goop barrier, it does not like you very much, so it will hurt you. Smoke myself to be safe here. Okay, I'm good. Of course. Again, just take your time. This combat section isn't particularly dangerous, so long as you play your cards right. Again, if you jump in gung-ho, you're putting yourself at an unnecessary risk. And I'm using the Ikelos SMG for Warmind cells, but if you want, running something like Gnawing Hunger through this wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, because it pops these shields faster and more effectively. You can catch some Ravagers and stun them if you time the shield break correctly. That wasn't headshot at all. I'll take it. It's all about minimizing the amount of risk you put yourself in these things. Pretty sure this opened up. Oh, this is the... yeah. This door exposes a turret. The Scorpio turret can and will annihilate you, especially if you are below light. I'm currently 13-16 on this character, 13-17. And it's recommended 13-20 or 30, so I technically am under light. And it can and has shred me before. So just be aware. There should be a goop door, yes. Should be a goop door. And we're going to keep on running. We're getting close to the semi-tricky jumping portion. Ah, yes, the maze. Ah, yes, the maze. Now, well, it's not really a maze, but it is in a way. It's not a very big maze. Trick to this is to find the goop, which you can tell it is glowing, so we have found the goop. Best way to deal with the maze is to go ahead and plot out your path and shoot the vents off. It is directly across from the vent that has the goop in it, so you'll shoot the vent there. And then you'll hear some things spawn. But if the vents aren't shot open, they shouldn't be able to run up to you. But that one just exploded in front of the vent. There's also one behind me. So be very careful. Be very careful. Is there one through there? I can't tell. This is actually our path out of here. This is our path out of here. If you were to shoot this vent open, it would lead to a dead end. So a good rule of thumb is that even if you do shoot this one open, like I'll do it right now, it'll take you to the right. You'll know that the right turns are bad because you don't take any right turns. It's a left. And then once you get to the bright shining light, you know you're in the right spot. Also a dude that spawns right here. Unless that was the guy that exploded in the... that was odd. Usually there's a guy that spawns right there. I wonder if he'll spawn when I have the goop. So, get gooped. Run down, and typically if you have that vent still blocked, you know to turn left there. You'll turn left. No screeb this time, interesting. And then once you hit the light, you don't shoot any more vents. Once you have plotted your path, no more vents. So you know if you run into that vent, that was through the goop barrier there. You know if you run into that, going the wrong way. I believe it's one vent to shoot to get to the goop, and then I think it's one or two more to plot your path, and then from there, no more. Alright, we are back to this weird little hub area with the poor dead Scorn on the table there. Let's goop ourselves once more and mosey on forward. I think this is where our final... oh no, yeah, there's abominations in here. Alright, so by now, you should have a tether. So what you should definitely do is keep an eye on your screebs. Invis if you have to. Oh my goodness, this screeb is loving me. Take out the screeb, smoke yourself again if you have to, because remember you have 2 smokes. 2 smokes is huge in my opinion. And then just play it cool and take out the Ravagers. There are Ravagers and screebs in this room, as well as abominations. For the abominations, I recommend just ripping off your tethers. They shouldn't be able to kill you while you're ripping off tethers. They should be staggered, and you should kill them pretty quickly. So, as long as you're not winged by a screeb when you start firing them off, you should be fine. don't know why I went back for that ammo. I'm full, I guess, for all that glimmer. Now here I've gotten lost and confused before. There is a vent. You can hear beeping. And it actually opens up the door really close. Sometimes pulling the lever, the sound of it going down can mask the sound of the door opening, but it's right next to the lever. And there's the fuse to shoot to open up yet another goop door. And I believe this goop door will take us to the final jumping portion. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it will indeed. So notice there's goop here. We will need this here in a second. But this is possibly a spot you could fail platforming. There are some snipers along the way, and these platforms will flip over when you hop to them. Just give them a second, they will turn over. Just know that there are snipers around, and they will mess you up, again, if you're below light, like I am. Below the recommended light power, whatever it's called in this game now. So, we've taken out the snipers. When we hit this lever, it will open that door, and if you're not careful, you can get really messed up by the turret that's inside. I'm not 100% certain if you need to hit that lever, because when you're backtracking, actually you do need to hit that lever because it opens this door. When you backtrack, be sure to hit this fuse. Actually, or does the fuse hit the, open the door? I don't even know if you have to hit that lever. Just know that if you do hit it, there's a turret behind there. There's also a goop barrier here with more goop behind it. We're going to need this area here in a second. Just make sure you give the platform enough time to turn over. And now we have to do a speed run platforming section deal that can mess you up if you're not careful. Goop ourselves out to the first platform. You should have plenty of time as long as you don't dally. You run into that first room where that goop barrier was, snuggle up real nice and tight, and re-goop yourself. Run through. You don't have to actually jump there, you just run through the little gap, hop up and around, and you should have plenty of time to spare to get to the final fight. So, welcome to the final fight, featuring Very Angry Scorn. Now, I haven't changed my loadout at all this run. I've been running Sniper, SMG, and Anarchy for the entirety of this. If I really wanted to be super efficient here, I would switch out the Ikelos SMG for a solar weapon. Because the big dudes, or there will be some ads that we'll fight here in a second, that have solar shields. And again, if you want to be super efficient, way more efficient in killing ads, you can switch to a solar weapon here. Again, I'm running the Ikelos because I enjoy Warmind cells. But yeah, if you wanted to do a switcheroo here, you could. There are some ARC captains, but usually they don't become a huge problem. Usually. They are a huge problem in the master difficulty, but not so much on this difficulty. And welcome to the final fight with Very Angry Scorn Man. It reminds me of the Hangman. I'm going to run away because he does hurt. And he hurts pretty bad. Now, safe spots in this room when ads spawn. There is a red room here that will burn you if you walk in it while it's red. Nothing will ever walk through those doors. There is a Scorn in there, though. He usually doesn't aggro to you. Nothing will come from your right, so everything you're fighting is dead ahead of you. So you can take your time and just work your way through the ads from one side to the other. These solar guys will every now and then throw solar totems back here. There are some screebs that are hanging out. I'm pretty sure my Warmind cell got all of them except for that one. And then once you're done picking them off, you can, you know, we've cleared off this half of the room, so now we got the entirety of this room to work with, and we have one more group of adds. I am going to throw... What the heck was that? Must have shot my nade. We're just going to play it cool. Again, if you wanted to use like an auto rifle, a solar auto, like Arctic Haze, I wouldn't blame you. And if you're on console, I recommend using not an SMG at longer ranges, because your recoil is not great. I'm going to smoke myself. But as long as, again, you know your weapon, know where it can succeed, and it can't, you've got nothing to worry about. And with the Ikelos, you sometimes run into ammo problems like I'm currently having. There should be some white ammo around, right? Yeah, there's some white ammo. Charge light times 3, that's good, which means we get the high energy fire rock. Alright, so, once the room is clear, there are some terminals that will turn off the room below us. Down there is where the boss is chilling out. And it's hot, and it will hurt you. So, what I recommend is hitting the 2 terminals that are outside of that red room. There's a window, that red room that we knew no ads were going to come through. You'll hit the 2 terminals out here. It'll let you know that the coolant flush has been activated. After the second one is activated, you'll peek this doorway and take out the scorn inside. As long as you don't dilly-dally around and or let go of your interact button, you will not die. So now, the underside is blue. Now, this boss can and has and will most likely teleport around down there. You'll see him in one spot and he might teleport to the other. I recommend smoking yourself before going down. That way you can find him. If you're using Anarchy, like I have no idea where he is right now. If you're using Anarchy, there he is. You can pop him right off without him knowing. The biggest thing to know with this guy is that if he manages to clobber you with his melee attack, he most likely will kill you. And if he doesn't kill you, he will put you in a position that something else will kill you. And he will hang out where you jump up from. So you have 3 spots to play with here. You've got this area over here. I don't like this area personally as a hunter because you have to really be clever with your jump to make it all the way. You normally can jump on this pipe and make it, but if you're panicking, you want to get out of there quick. So I just usually use the 2 on the far ends of the room. And again, you can smoke yourself if you want. Doesn't hurt anything if you do. And he saw me, so I'm just going to keep running. I can re-smoke myself if I need to, which I will. Look, he'll run the other way. There are Ravagers, so what I'm going to do... Oh no. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. That totem. That totem. Those captains. I didn't even know the captains had spawned down there. There's another good talking point. Eventually, when the boss takes enough damage per section of his health bar, captains will spawn. And they are not fun to deal with. And I am currently out of smoke grenades, which is a problem. I'm going to just play it safe. That could have been way poorer in outcome. I wonder if the captains are hanging out over here, and I just got a smoke grenade. Alright, I want to kill these captains. There's a Warmind cell. I'm going to run across and snipe that Warmind cell. Something to note with the boss is that if he tries his ranged attack and shoots a big fiery glow at you, he will get stuck in the ground, which gives you opportunity to shoot him. If you're using something like a rocket, which I have used, I actually used a rocket on my original Flawless Clear. If you use a rocket, that's a great opportunity to shoot him. However, I don't want to even flirt with him getting his ranged attack off, and I'm going to be getting out of here. We've come this far, so there's no reason to risk dying now. That should almost take him all the way down. I'm going to hop down there and shoot him a little bit. When you take out a section of his health bar, the room will start to turn red again, and after a couple of seconds, it will burn you. And what we're going to do is rinse and repeat. We're going to go find our safe spot, and we're going to work the room from one side to the other. Some of the ads don't even know I'm back here. As long as you take them one at a time, you got little to nothing to worry about. You got some screebs that are on the way. Should take care of them real quick. These are red bar screebs, so thankfully they don't take many shots to kill. I want to peek this Scorn in here real fast. Is he in here? I'm not gonna risk that. Alrighty, there is a guy up there we can take out. He has no shield. Nor any health now. This guy's gonna toss a totem at me. Did that just bank off of that terminal? Or go through? That was impressive, actually. Now, sniping the boss. If you want to. With Anarchy, it is really easy just to tag him twice and let the damage ticks do their job. It's hard for me to get behind sniping him unless you can get him running in that straight path we had him running a second ago and sniping him a few times. I wouldn't think you'd be able to get off more than maybe 3 or 4 shots before he's in melee range. So I guess if you wanted to, and if you're confident in yourself, you could snipe him. But I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Alright, he's done, so I'm just gonna run in here. I hit the other 2, didn't I? I did. Good. If you don't hit the 2 outside before you go in there, this room will continue to stay red. You can still escape it, but it's close. A little too close for comfort. After all, we are trying to not die. So we're going to do the old smoke yourself trick before we hop down and locate Mr. Angry Scorn Man. I don't see him. Is he back right, maybe? Oh, he's right there on the left. That's where I hopped up last time. He teleported, see? See, he done did it. He done did it. He done did it. We're just going to reset that. We're going to reset that, and I'm going to take a tenderfoot timeout. No, I'm not actually going to take a timeout. I'm going to try and keep my cool after he teleports. Teleported like that, and it scared me. It scared me greatly. Where is this guy? He frightened me. If he teleports again, I'm going to lose it. Mr. Boss Man. Don't like doing this without a smoke. Mr. Boss Man. He's got to be back left. Or is he on the right? Is that him? He teleported again. What a lovely guy. What a lovely guy. You know, what a lovely guy. What the greatest of individuals. Again, I don't have a smoke. There are our ads. Yep, come and get me, captains. Got some anarchy that would like to have a few words. Now, on the 2nd and 3rd bars of his health, some ads will start spawning up here. 2nd and 3rd, yeah. So when he's low health and half health, those 2 bars, there will be a couple of ads that spawn up here, including some screebs. So be aware when you hop up that there might be some ads. Be sure to have a smoke bomb ready if, in fact, you need to flee. I'm pretty sure Mr. Angry Pants is over here. There's a captain right there, though. Can I get rid of the captain? Is Mr. Boss Man gonna come over here? Maybe I should have sniped this guy. Well, there he is. He's right there. Can we do a little, no, don't peek. Where'd he go? He's right there. Alright, he just did his, fire attack, and it nearly one-shot me. So be aware, that's what his fire attack is capable of doing. It can put the hurt on you. So if those captains had tagged you up, or any of those Ravagers down there had tagged me up, and he hit me, I would have been dead. Just straight up dead. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would have been dead. He can see me. All you gotta do is just save your anarchy, tag him when you can. And there's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of teleporting going on right now. I don't know if I support this or not. Ads aren't gonna get affected by that. I'm gonna save the ammo. We're not hurting for ammo. This guy is stuck in the wall. We're not hurting for ammo at the moment. I do want to smoke myself, though, before I head back down to check and see where our pal is. He dodged my anarchies. You don't suck at shooting anarchy. You have nothing to worry about. Alrighty. We have depleted his second bar of health. It is time for yet another party of ads. This time we're going to start on this side, because why not? We're going to kill what we can. Watch out for screebs. Again, we should be able to see the screebs coming from far enough away that if we really had to, we could smoke our way out of this. Play around your build. This build is designed to smoke it away from danger. So that's what we're going to do. Come on. Some Ravagers. Same with the Ravagers. If you need to smoke away from the Ravagers, do it. No harm in it. Usually if they're all grouped up like that, you can melt them nearly instantaneously. And there's one more group of Scorn. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a big wave of ads that spawn on this guy's final health bar. So just be aware of that if you're going to bail away like we have been doing. If you're going to hop up out of that room, be aware that there might be a full wave of dudes up here. I'm pretty sure it's a wave similar to if you deplete his health bar, one of his health bars. There will be a gaggle of guys for you to fight. I almost was dumb and went in there. We haven't even touched one console yet. And again, I'm playing this extremely safe. I could be down there smoking myself and envisaging myself more. But again, we're trying not to die. And you know, better safe than sorry. There's no time limit. So, use all the time you got, you know? Which is all of it. Which is all of it. One more health bar and we're home free. And that, my friends, is scary. Alright, see, look, we got a gaggle of guys up here now. This room is blue now. Even with this room being... Oh, they do chase you through here. Interesting. I didn't think... So they'll chase you through here, but they won't flank you. So these guys that are chilling out over here on the right will not flank you if you're hanging out on the left. Which is helpful. A little low on SMG ammo, but I should be fine. Got a full sniper rifle. Got a full sniper. If you wanted to use a shotgun for this part, I don't blame you. Maybe you're using the 7th Seraph Carbine. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to use like the Ikelos shotgun that you get from Prophecy. Or anything like that. Shotgun would not do you bad here. I prefer the sniper rifle because I am using an SMG. I don't usually like pairing shotguns with SMGs, but that is a preference of mine. So let's see if we can whittle this guy down enough to kill him. There's a Ravager down here. And some captains. Might be taking some tick damage out of that. I've got plenty of anarchy. Decided to splooge some. Why not? Wonder. Nope. This is not where I want to be. No, sir. Let me try this one over here. Where are these captains? I want to take out captains. You're very... Uh-oh. He's very angry. And he is hurting. Alright, another wave of ads. Just be aware of it. Make sure you can smoke yourself if needed. That is the key. If you're caught without a smoke bomb and there's a bunch of dudes around you, you better aim true or find a place to hide real quick. That was only a group of Ravagers, though. That wasn't too bad. One more volley of anarchy should be more than enough to take this dude out. And I'm assuming he's probably going to teleport when I fire this. No! This should be it. Yeah, that's it. Alrighty. And really, the boss fight is as easy as that. In my opinion, the hangar fight and the trash compactor are way more stressful than this boss fight, if you take away the teleportations.
I, scribe of Glycon, rejoice. The Scorner won, rejoice. They bear the weight of the crown elegantly, rejoice. They whisper anticipations, rejoice. Our Emperor hears the voice of salvation, rejoice.
Sycophants, all of them, enabling his madness.
And after you defeat the boss, you hop down through this ventilation system, and you finally get to the end, where you claim your rifle if you haven't already earned it.
What is that thing?
Pretty sure this might give me a pinnacle drop as well.
Can your ghosts undo that?
Not so far as I'm aware.
Then why are you searching for it?
Answers? Same as you, Empress.
If there is nothing else, I must analyze the Glycon's archives. My cruiser will monitor the situation here.
The path to the ghosts still eludes us. Until we return then.
And after you steal the rifle, that should be it. It should give you the end screen here in a sec. And it should give you the triumphs. It should give you the Lone Gun in a Dark Place triumph, as well as... is there one with it just without dying? No. It's only Lone Gun in a Dark Place that you will snag. It might give you another one for not dying. But that is it. It is not super difficult. Again, there's 3 little spots that could trip you up. But besides that, mission is not too bad if you play your cards right. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking with me through this pretty long, safe, conservative clear. And I'll see you all next time.